we start the second half of our season Saturday down in Albuquerque, which has been a bit of a challenge for us over the years. We haven't won down there in 4 years. The 4 previous times we've been down there. Conference game, obviously. That's an important aspect of the football game. They're a team that has struggled a little bit, but at the same time, they've got a real big offensive line that's aggressive and is a good offensive line. And we didn't fare too well against the last team that we played with a big offensive line when we went up to Provo. So last year's game, you can take out of that. They were in the lead in the fourth quarter, and we had to come back and win the football game. And so we've got our work cut out for us, and you're right in the middle of the marathon.
Coach, after the win that you had last Saturday, how important is it to keep this momentum going that you've got rolling right now?
Well, I don't know. Momentum, is always important in a lot of things. But, I think, as a team, the consistency that we show up with every week and how we prepare every week and how we practice today. And, we got kids in the weight room right now and how they go in there with their attitude in the weight room. I mean, there's a lot of things that – and I think the one thing that we've been, win or lose, is consistent on how we want to prepare and how we want to play.
Coach, you hit that 4-win mark and people start getting excited and start doing bowl math and all that good stuff. Last year, you had the 4-win mark. People started talking bowl games. Then you had the skid. What needs to change attitude-wise, approach-wise this year?
I don't know if it's, attitude. I think we're a different football team. Approach-wise, I don't know if we did anything differently or will do anything differently than we did a year ago, because we're pretty consistent on how we prepare. As far as that goes, our only thought as a team's got to be, our goal of winning the Mountain West Conference Championship, our preparation for New Mexico.
Struggles this year. That means every game that they're playing for the rest of the year, they want to make that their win. Is that a dangerous team, especially coming off of
Kevin, I think they're all dangerous. I mean, it doesn't matter. This is a very competitive conference. There's a lot of teams are playing with the same guys, the same kind of guys. There's those 6 or 7 plays in a football game that kind of determine the outcome. If you execute, you're going to be on the right side of the scoreboard. If you don't, you're not going to win. So, as we look at it staff-wise, and as we look at it, as a team, it's another difficult test. It's on the road. They have some players that are good football players, just like we have some good football players, and they've got some difference makers, and I think that, we've got to execute.
Coach, you're the winning program in town right now with the Chargers struggling. Is this an opportunity for you to really grab the attention of San Diego sports fans?
You tell me, because it really doesn't matter to us. I mean,
do you think it should matter to you, though?
Not really. We got to worry about, how we prepare and how we play, to be honest with you. I mean, those kind of things don't enter my mind, and I don't think they enter our players' minds. I mean, I think our players, we just want to go out and represent our families, our name, and who we are and our school.
But wouldn't you like to see more than 25,000?
Oh, sure. I mean, you always want that. Yeah. I mean, that point of it, I agree with wholeheartedly. Yeah, we would love for, for our kids to be able to have people there supporting them in what they do as student athletes.
So is that important to keep this momentum going in that regard?
Well, momentum's winning, and winning's always fun. Beats the alternative.
Coach, you said at different weeks in this season that there's still more to see from Ronnie Hillman. How much more is there to see now?
Well, I thought a couple things. I thought we did a good job of feeding him the football, and he got touches. I thought up front offensively, Those guys did a very good job at the line of scrimmage. After the first quarter, we were really kind of out of sync a little bit, and we weren't complimenting each other like we'd like to as a team. But, I think as Ronnie grows and he matures, from a physical stature to the mental part of the game, there's some cuts in there that, are awfully good, and then there's a share of them that he didn't have enough patience or that he can do a better job running, and so, it's going to be fun to watch him, and, he's got to do a good job of taking care of himself, with most freshmen, and we're playing quite a few freshmen, they hit a wall sometime during the season, and they haven't been through the grind that the seniors have of, 4 spring balls, 4 fall camps, 4 summer conditionings, and not having enough of Wellman yet and all those things. So, Jenny, it really, I think there's more from Ronnie, and we'll get more for Ronnie, but at the same time, he's got to keep himself, ready to go at a high level.
What has Darren Lewis added to your secondary in terms of a guy that was a walk-on and
Right.
had to work really hard to earn a scholarship and has made some significant plays for you guys this year?
He number one, he's a tremendous kid. He works at a computer store during the off season, and I've gotten more notes from people saying what a great kid he is. So, that tells you an awful lot, I think, as a senior, and a guy who's worked hard to get to where he's at. He understands that mindset you have to have, and, I think his leadership. And he's a guy that, is valued on this football team, even when he wasn't starting or if he doesn't start because of, the competition we have at the safety position. He's always upbeat, he's always ready to practice, and he's always ready to go.
Coach, this mentality that you have of not getting too excited, over things, really, is this an attitude? I mean,
No.
Is this?
Have you ever seen me on game day?
I have. Well, but I mean, you beat the ranked team. You're 4-2. Things are going well, and everything is sort of looking ahead and not trying to get too excited about things. Is that an attitude you're trying to change here at SDSU, where 4-2 isn't all that great when there's much more that can be done?
Well, to answer your question honestly, 4-2 isn't 6-0. We'd rather be 6-0. I mean, you go out and we had 12 guaranteed opportunities. We got 6 guaranteed opportunities left. You go out to win every one of them. And your mindset is to go out and win every one of them. So, what you see is what you get. I'm who I am.
Coach, when you took over the team, they had just lost to New Mexico 70-7 like a month or two before. Now you're beating the number 23 ranked team in the country. Can you talk about how that feels for you to take a team like that to now?
Hey, the gratifying thing is to watch your kids grow and watch them grow, not just on the football field, but how they're doing in the classroom and how they respect each other. I mean, at the end of the day, this is about relationships. It's about respect. It's about lifelong friendships that these guys are building because of the trust and the respect and the accountability that you have to have. So, again, winning's a heck of a lot better than the alternative. Is it more fun? There's no doubt about it. But, at the end of the day, it's when these guys come in as freshmen and we haven't been through that cycle yet, and we're a couple years away from being. But just watching them grow, a guy like Nat Burhay, watching him grow, from his freshman year a year ago to where he's at now, that's the exciting thing.
Coach, you protect your freshmen, keep them away from the media generally. Mm-hmm. What's your philosophy on that? Why is that?
Because I think they're not mature enough to some degree, and believe me, there's coaches who aren't mature enough too. I mean, I'm 51 and I'm not the most mature guy in the world, but I think, you guys can be intimidating, and you guys can ask questions a lot of different ways. And, I don't necessarily think it's fair to a young kid to put him in that light if he's not ready for it. And that's a personal opinion. And I've been wrong before, but I think I'm right. I know I'm right.
So if we were to ask Ronnie, is this what he expected of himself coming in? What do you think he would tell us?
Yes.
But he would be more eloquent by saying...
Oh, I don't know about that. I'm the one who's eloquent, right? So, no, and you want kids to have confidence in their abilities. I mean, if not, and you want a confident football team. But there's a fine line from being arrogant and cocky and being confident.
And where is he?
He's confident in his abilities. And he's confident in the guys in front of him. And on the first touchdown, you look at Escobar throwing 2 blocks on the play. You look at Embernati, getting around there and then getting down the field, and DeMarco and VJ. He'll be the first to tell you that, there was an awful lot of good work down the field. And with long runs, there's got to be good work down the field.